Hello, my sexy, sassy, saucy, limitless HBICs. How you doing on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? Happy Tuesday, yes. My boyfriend just stepped out to take my son to work because his car's in the shop, yeah. So I'm here, I'm downstairs, hence the background. You might see my Easter pillows, spring pillows. Anyways, okay. Let's get to the basic bitch shit, okay? Basic bitch. If you need help figuring out what's going on between you and your manifestation, please feel free to email me at manifestingwithkimberly@gmail.com. All of my coaching options are in the Dropbox below. They're in the screens that just went by. Yes, I have TikTok. I have Instagram. And yes, I also now have Clapper. I have Clapper. You know, all this hubbub about TikTok getting banned and all this crap. And it's crap, and it's probably not going to get banned, honestly. I don't think it's going to. But you know what? I'm following suit because it was suggested by one of our fellow HBICs that, you know, why don't you join Clapper? And I'm like, you know what? It can't hurt to go find some other friends and bring them on over to our community over here, our fellowship. So I joined Clapper. So if you're on there, I'm manifesting with Kimberly over there too. So yeah, I'm on Clapper. I also have 2 channel memberships. I would love if you were to join. I have Hot Seat / group coaching, and I have the exclusive lives group. The exclusive lives, I go live with them every single Tuesday. So tonight I go live with them. We do not talk about circumstances, or we try not to. Somebody's always going to bring theirs in though. Somebody always brings them in, but we don't want circumstances. We certainly don't want old stories. This is a zhuzhing group. This is the group to keep you on track, right? We want to feel good. We share success stories, tips, tricks, and all that kind of stuff. Then there's the Hot Seat group. Hot Seat group is like a level up from the exclusive group, meaning you have the chance to get into the hot seat. And by chance, I mean, you will eventually get your chance because I keep track of who goes. And before I let repeats go, I make sure whoever's got their hands up, if they have not had a turn, they are in priority. They get priority. So you will get your turn. It's not about hope. You will. Once I have everybody in the group have had a turn, then we start with the repeats. Okay. So, and in that group, it's basically your 10 to 15 minute coaching session with me, honestly. So I would love for you to join. And if you join the Hot Seat group, you therefore, because it's a level up, you have access to the Tuesday, the exclusive lives group. So basically, it's 2 memberships for the price of $49.99. Okay? All right. So there's that. That's all my stuff, my basic bitch stuff. Let's jump into the video. So ironically, I'm in the middle of working out, hence the outfit, hence the pants. So I had a question come up from one of our fellow HBICs in regards to, you know, boundaries and when to start saying things or not saying things to our specific person. So the question, I don't remember it word for word, but long story short, this person heard from another coach that if they're not happy with their scenario with their specific person, that they should say something to their specific person. And, you know, I think it's a good question because I know, listen, when we are manifesting a specific person and we have to intermingle with them in our 3D, when we have interaction, a lot of us get into a placement of wondering, should I say what I'm really thinking? Should I hold it in? What if I'm really frustrated with how things are going with a specific person? Should I say something about that? Should I set a boundary? And this is where who do you believe you are steps in. Your state of consciousness, that's where it steps in. Now, before I really get into this video, I just want to make a reminder. I have made videos on boundary setting, so I'm not going to go deep into boundaries, but I want to say, just as a reminder, just because you are manifesting, that never means you are a damn doormat. You're not a doormat, okay? You're not a pushover. You're not a lapdog. Because you're manifesting, because you're aware of manifestation, because you are now a conscious creator, conscious manifester, that never means that you have to tolerate shit from people in your 3D, especially from a specific person. You don't have to put up with things that are making you feel a certain type of way and then never, ever feel like you can say something. If you need to set a boundary with your person and you're doing it from an authentic place, do it, because it'll be effective. It's not manipulation when you're doing it from authenticity. There is a difference between being authentic and putting an authentic boundary down as opposed to forcing, manipulating. Do you see the difference? We're still humans, we're individuals, and we're striving for joy. But sometimes that means setting a boundary. And everybody's situation or circumstances are different. We're all on individual journeys. So don't compare your journey to anybody else's. They're not going to be identical. Okay? Do you, but do it authentically. The more you're authentic, the more you're being honest with yourself, who you believe you are, the better and the quicker the results. Now, let me just say a full-on disclaimer. I am of the belief. So it is my belief, due to my experience with manifestation, okay, that you sincerely can't really do anything to fuck up your manifestation. What I think you can do is influence time. So influence how quick or how long a manifestation takes. What we can't do is tell you exactly when a manifestation should come in. And we most certainly cannot tell you that if you've been on the journey A, B, and C amount of time and you haven't gotten any movement or not the manifestation yet, you're doing something wrong. We can't tell you that either. No one can tell you that. And if they do, don't listen. Scroll on by, because it's just not true. No coach can tell you. But can things quickly change for you in your 3D? Abso-fucking-lutely yes. Absolutely, unequivocally yes. Like rapidly, yes. But we should never be in the mindset of thinking we're doing something wrong. Hence why a coach should never say to you, if you haven't gotten anything by such and such date, you're doing something wrong. I'm sorry. No one should ever say anything in regards to time other than our ability to influence. Influence doesn't mean it's an exact gradient of time, because time's an illusion. Time doesn't exist. So when our focus is on time in general, there's an issue. Okay? Meaning the issue is your focus on not being the version of yourself that has a manifestation. But this is not what this video is about. Okay? I just needed to say that. That came up in a live stream. Let's, Kim, get focused. So when we are interacting with a specific person, and this is the person that we're manifesting, maybe we're manifesting marriage or, just a full-on commitment, maybe living together. When we're manifesting things like that and our current 3D is not favorable, and in other words, they are not showing up as a version you prefer. As we all know by now, I'm sure, but if you're new, there is never anything to change but self. Never. So whenever we're experiencing anything in the 3D, it is a reflection from ourselves. So if we don't like something, it is more than likely, not like that's definite. It's not more than likely. It's definite. It's reflecting a limited belief of yours, period. And all of your beliefs and assumptions, experiences are all tied in with your state. Your state is just a fancy way of saying who you believe you are, who you truly believe you are. So let's use an example of, you're intermingling with your specific person and you've been focusing on what state you're in. You're working on embodying the state of having the desire. So you're seeing yourself, hopefully, as a version of yourself that has, successful relationships. You believe you can be chosen. You believe that, you're unconditionally loved. This is for you. It's finally your turn. This is what you're focusing on. And in the moment, specific person is showing up unfavorably. Perhaps they, canceled a date or two and you're frustrated with it and you feel like they're not asking you out enough. And every one of us probably has experienced this on our journey, okay? So say we're in that scenario. Should you say something to a specific person? The answer is never yes or no. The answer is, who do you believe you are right now? Who do you believe you are? When manifesting, one of the most important things that you're going to want to do is be 100% authentic with yourself. 100% authentic. And therefore, at your best, be authentic as possible with your specific person. So if specific person, now this is just an example, and listen, this doesn't feel good, what I'm saying to you, then it's not for you, okay? Listen to your body signal. Now hear me out. Sometimes on this journey, we are learning to become authentic with ourselves. Some of us don't like to do that just yet, and that's got only to do with what state you're currently embodying. That's it. Some of us are a little more uncomfortable with keeping shit real. And that doesn't mean you're dishonest. That just means you're someone maybe who doesn't like to have confrontation, okay? So this is never about picking an argument with your specific person. This is about boundaries. Now, on your journey, as you are focusing on being new self, as you're stepping into that new self that knows you're loved, you're chosen, you're desired, you will probably get to a placement of what I like to call zero fucks given. So you're not afraid to be authentic. So if specific person, even if it's manifestation on delay, they haven't caught up yet, but you have been working on and returning to the, desired state, you will probably start to feel a little comfortable saying, like, listen, okay, it's really rude. You've canceled multiple times. I just don't jive with that behavior. I'm letting you know how I feel. What you do with it is your biz, okay? I'm just letting you know that I'm just not really into this. I'm not into that kind of behavior, okay? Still like you, still want to intermingle with you, but this is beginning to be a turnoff. Now, I'm not saying you got to say any of that to your specific person. I'm saying you're probably going to get to a point where you're comfortable doing that, which is all wrapped up in who you believe you are. Now, the question was, should I say something or should I not? My advice always is, if you're intermingling with a specific person and they're making you feel uncomfortable, maybe they're disappointing you, maybe they've hurt your feelings, and you're at a place where you just want to say something to them. But if you're doing it from the mindset of desperation or neediness, or I just need you to be better, I need you to change so I can feel better, then in that moment, no, I wouldn't say anything because you are in a state of not having your manifestation. And granted, listen, until the manifestation's here, you don't have your manifestation, but you know what I mean. And you know that I know, but I'm being silly today, but you know what I mean. When you're in that place of, my heart is attached, I'm hurt feelings constantly because down here, I don't believe you're going to change. When we are in certain victim states, we just don't believe that manifestation is going to come. We don't think specific person is ever going to conform into the version of themselves that you prefer. So that's where that desperate, needy energy is coming from. Those are the moments I suggest don't say anything. Now, if you're someone who's already done that, don't worry. You can't really fuck anything up. Okay? You can't. Get back on your game or revise ever saying anything. But you're not wrong for ever authentically setting a boundary. Ever, ever, ever. We are never wrong for that. So when you're interacting with your specific person and they're not showing up favorably, you don't necessarily, even from an authentic standpoint, have to say something to them. But what you want to work on is being comfortable to authentically say whatever you want to your specific person. And all I mean by that is it's okay to express likes and dislikes, okay? It's never about setting boundaries from a bitchy, you're going to do what I want, or I'm not going to talk to you. Not from that energy, because that's telling on you too. That's telling on you in what state you're currently in. Do you see what I mean? You notice I keep saying, I don't know. I realize you can't answer me when I'm saying, do you see what I mean? You see what I mean? I get it. But if you're doing it from the mentality of like threatening, like if you don't start doing or following through dates, I'm not interested in this anymore. But secretly on the inside, you're like, oh my God, I hope they say yes. I hope they just change. I'm afraid they're not going to change. You see the difference? There's a difference of saying, hey, you've canceled on me multiple times. I really don't like that. Feels kind of disrespectful. It's not something I'm interested in. Do with it what you will. Like I said earlier in the video, do with it what you will, but I'm letting you know I probably am not going to continue this interaction because I just find it hurtful and disrespectful. And in that moment, you're in a knowing, like, it's okay if you, in this moment, don't show up favorably, bro, because you're going to conform, because this is who I am now. I know what I'm worthy of. I know what I deserve. And I'm allowed to have a healthy expectation that the person I'm choosing to have a love relationship with will fucking respect me. So I'm confidently, authentically letting you know, hey, I don't really like this. I really enjoy my interaction with you, but I'm not going to put up with it. Do you see the difference in the energies, even though it's kind of the same message? But there's an energy difference. This one's not coming from fear. This one terribly is. And even though we can never do anything to really ruin our manifestation, we'll just keep getting rerouted, right? Just like what do we call, like our iPhone maps or the old Garmin's. We'll keep getting rerouted till we get our manifestation. But staying in authentic, healthy, knowing confidence that I know I'm going to end up getting what I want. I know I am. This is the one that's speeding up your manifestation. This is the one that's like, giving your Amazon vans and yellow lights. Okay? So just because you might be in this state of confident, knowing you're going to have that manifestation, doesn't necessarily mean that you have to say anything either. So long story short, do you see where I'm going with this? It's always a personal choice. It's a choice whether you speak something in your 3D or not. It's choice. But making that choice to say something does not mean you're going to ruin your manifestation. But understand that when you do say something, pay attention to what state you're in, how you're really feeling on the inside. Because there's a difference between, manifestation and manipulation. By manipulation, that was my earlier example of you're going to do this, or I'm not going to talk to you anymore. Please do it so I don't have to be afraid. Or I'm not going to text a specific person anymore. I'm not going to do it because they need to miss me. That's manipulation. That's not manifestation. Okay. We never have to deliberately choose to go into no contact to manifest. Just want to say that too. Okay. But are you seeing the difference? I feel like I know that I've made a video or two on this already, but I think it's an important point. And I think if you haven't seen my other two videos, you're going to want to listen to me. This isn't about manifestation in general. It's not about you following every technique out there perfectly. It's not about you doing word for word what every damn coach on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and wherever else, Clapper, says. It's about you authentically deciding to be the version of you that has that damn manifestation. Period. It's about you. And if you're always coming from an authentic mindset, and listen, being authentic doesn't mean being perfect. It's just keeping shit real, not hiding or pushing things away or avoiding, because eventually they're going to come up. They're going to come up. You see what I'm saying? When you're coming from an authentic place, things tend to move along a little quicker. But like I said, if you are someone who naturally doesn't enjoy ever having to call someone out on their shit or because you avoid confrontation, that's okay. This video isn't saying you must say something to SP if they're disappointing you. You don't have to. Some people are more naturally very good at calling people out on their shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy for someone like me. But it wasn't always easy for me to do it with a specific person. So be authentic to yourself. And like I said, don't fear. Don't fear, but keep it real to what state you're in. When you make a decision, this is when it matters who you believe you are. And by matters, I simply mean how quickly things move along for you. When you make decisions based on what state you're in, you're more than likely going to get the results you're going after. That's what I mean. So if you're feeling desperate and needy, you're feeling a little bit in that victim state, you're worrying you're not going to get your manifestation, that's probably not the time to take any type of action. You see what I mean? We really don't have to take any action. We can just sit back and chill and make a decision. And that decision is, who do you believe you are? Who do you want to be? What do you want your life to look like? How do you want to feel every day about your life? Meaning, I want to be excited about my life. I want to feel confident, secure, happy, and most importantly, I want to feel like I'm loved by my person. So that's how I want to feel every day. That's who I want to be. And that's who I focus on being. Someone who's confidently, happily, in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. That's who I decide to be every day. Not perfectly. Doesn't mean I don't have a day where I'm not in the best of states. Doesn't mean that doesn't happen. But it doesn't matter that it happens, because I don't look at it as, oh my God, life's over. It's going to fuck everything up in my 3D. It's our fear that makes us feel a type of way. It's just fear. Okay? So set a damn boundary if you want to. Set a damn boundary. Okay? If you need to. But do it from an authentic place, not from a manipulative place. Hopefully you're seeing the difference. If not, I can make another video. And on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.